Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, down in my man cave. Unfortunately, we're watching playoffs. Unfortunately, without our Cowboys being in it. Let me make sure. Hold on. I think I'm getting a little feedback. There's Mike. Um, Make sure the sound is. Hopefully, I got rid of the chatter there. I learned something new because you guys know I am technology challenged. What's happening, Joe? At TC. Doing a little impromptu live stream here because I've got Cowboys Nation in the house here. We're actually just watching the playoffs here and feeling kind of disgusted at the moment because I don't know what's going on in Dallas. And watching the game last night, the Falcons were kept getting gift after gift, and it just was ugly. And I'm still thinking, if our team had been playing, hitting on all cylinders, there's no reason why we shouldn't have been in there. It was two teams that we had leads on at halftime and lost to, but it is what it is. But Cowboys Nation is in the house here.
Yo.
Say hello to everybody and tell everybody what is on your mind, man.
Man, I'm at the legendary Mark Holmes Den, and it's great, man. Just kicking it with my buddy. We're just talking about future endeavors and things that we got to do, and obviously Cowboys, and we haven't even really dived, whatever you want to say, into Cowboys talk, more or less. But like you said, watching Tyrod Taylor right now scramble out the pocket. We were actually just talking about Jalen Ramsey and, you know, him versus Zeke and that pick. And then, you know, talked about a little bit about last night's game. And two teams who the Cowboys lost to, two teams the Cowboys shouldn't have lost to. What's our left tackle who stepped in? I feel like he just sabotaged that game for Dak against
Chaz Green?
Yeah, Chaz Bear. Yeah. I feel like because Claiborne hadn't had a sack, I don't think, since that game. So, you know, he made his quota that game. So it's almost like, does Chaz Green hate somebody on the staff or what? And then, obviously, you give up the lead against the Rams where, you know, the Rams are building something good, but I'm watching that game and I'm just like, we can beat this team. And you look at Atlanta and they were kind of just one step ahead of them yesterday, Mark, at least from what I saw.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just kind of like, and now we're on the couch, literally and figuratively. We're literally on the couch. Because trust me, if Dallas was in the playoffs, especially to that Rams game, I was going to try to find a way out there. Because we don't want to be on the couch already planning for the draft. And a bunch of you guys know, if you follow me or whatever, have to get into our draft talk and team building. And you see what's going on with the Cowboys now. Freaking quarterback coach, Kellen Moore. So that's the big thing right there. So.
Well, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. I'm still trying to understand it. You know, I've got some people who told me to give a shout out to somebody, and I apologize. I've been kind of doing some stuff here, getting ready for the game. John Gruden said originally that he doesn't think that Kellen Moore is going to be a great NFL quarterback, but he has all the knowledge and everything else and will make a great coach. And I don't dispute that. But my thing is where we are with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett basically was hired as a quarterback coach for Miami Dolphins.
Exactly.
He was there for a year.
So Kellen will be our next coach?
Kellen Moore is.
Well, from there after being, I don't know.
No.
I hope.
No.
From being that to being hired as offensive coordinator. And from offensive coordinator, of course, Wade Phillips got fired. He became head coach. So you look at this on-the-job training. And I'm not saying that Kellen Moore won't be a great coach, but he's got no experience of being a coach. And I look at Dak Prescott as a raw talent who...
That's where it's scary.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How are we going to... You're right, Mark.
Somebody who's a quarterback whisperer who's going to teach him the nuances and so on of the NFL, of being a quarterback and things. Well, Michael makes a great point. Michael is over here.
Or
We
Tony
can actually
Romo. Or Tony Romo.
pan over a little bit more.
Tony is more the name I'm thinking. Mark, I want a guy. I'm with Mark.
Mark Sanchez than what we have now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I think that Dak, you got to think about the dynamic too. So think about this. You have a guy who you basically took his job because Dak took Tony and Kellen Moore's job. So you took both of their jobs. In all honesty, what is he gonna tell you or his knowledge? He's not an old, wise person, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure he's wise. I'm sure he's like, a smart guy. But what knowledge will he be able to? I always saying coaching is one of these things that's like, you have to be able to get the best out of somebody. It's not about how much you know. You see these guys and kids and young people who can, they're playing fantasy football and they can put together all these rosters, but when you're coaching another man, another human being, how in the ham sandwich, that's my thing, Mark. Like, getting something out of him is way more than, that's what you love about Bill. He can get the best out of his players. He knows, what can Kellen Moore get out of that? You look at him and tell him something, he shrug it off, you know what I mean?
Well, here's what it really signals to me is that Jerry Jones is reinforcing Scott Linehan. Scott Linehan came from Detroit, had Kellen Moore there in Detroit with him.
Hey, Sarah.
Brought him here with him to Dallas. So it basically says, yeah, we're all in with Scott Linehan and his offense. And I started thinking about coaching trees.
Right.
You look at Bill Parcells, and you look at the people that have been Bill Belichick.
The list goes on.
The who's who, literally, of coaches.
The coach.
You look at San Francisco's coaching tree.
Right.
That's the big one for me. John Gruden, everybody that came from that tree is amazing. Who is Mark Holmgren?
Oh, yeah. You're looking at the royalty in football coaching. We, on the other hand, our tree comes from the Detroit Lions.
If you think about it, Marinelli.
Okay,
Marinelli's kind of, he's a Tony Dungy guy. Yeah. They all were together, but I get you.
But we're talking about 0-16 Detroit Lions, Rod Martinelli.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, Mark.
Scott Linehan, Detroit Lions. We're talking now, Kellen Moore originally started Detroit Lions. I'm not saying that they can't be, so that's a bad quote, can't be great coaches, but I just kind of look at some of the other people that have been around that are coaching, and I don't see other teams that are running to grab a lot of coaches from the Detroit Lions.
or the Cowboys, for that matter.
These coaches might be going.
Well, he's gone. He's going back to college. A running back coach may be leaving.
Yes.
But the thing that scares me more than anything else. Well, look at now, Joe. Let me back up here. Let me say, with Rod Martinelli, I've been in the tank for him. I'm not sure that I'm crazy about the Tampa 2 defense, but Rod Martinelli does something special with defensive.
That's what I say. That's my point. That speaks back to my point, Mark. Not to cut you off, but about a guy who can get. He maxes out guys. He maxed out Selvey. He maxed out. He maxed out. I think that he maxed out Taco. Year one, a lot of people. Oh, we should have got Watt and this, that, and the third. Hatcher went to the Skins and washed away. He knows how to.
See, the amazing thing about Hatcher was, and everybody kept saying, "Oh man, we got to re-sign Jason Hatcher." I'm like, "No, you don't re-sign him because it was a contract year." But before that year, that 11-sack year, he averaged about 3 or 4 sacks a season.
Oh, he was a beast.
No, but that's it. But that year with Rod Martinelli, boom.
Oh no, you saying pre? Yeah, with Rod, he was amazing.
But then he went to Washington and he went right back to where he had been before. So you look at Rod Martinelli, and like I said, he's taken David Irving, who was a practice squad guy, and who knows if he would have ever seen the field had the Cowboys not picked him up. And you look at 7 sacks in 8 games.
I'm about to say, you look at a guy, yeah, I know David Irving. He's a weird case study because I just think you know how they say, does this guy love football? Sometimes I just don't. I was on his Instagram and I love David Irving. I just don't know if he really cares about football. Like, I mean, it's hard to care about him like Sean Lee, like Sean Lee. But it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
for me. But back to your point about Rod, yeah, attribute is, I think that he looks at it as the defense is the defense. It's designed to make a quarterback make every, and then you have quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins who will always throw a pick in the red zone, or you know what I mean. So it's designed to, and it also gives the cornerbacks freedom to, all right, if you want to play press man, if you know your assignment, and you a missed throw or it could be a pick, or you know what I'm saying. It puts the players in the right, because you think about it, when we had Rob Ryan, guys running free left and right. Sometimes a blitz would get there, sometimes it wouldn't, and we would get torched. And Wade kind of just lost the team. At least you could say with Rod, especially defensively, you know, even the Philly game, those guys out there sticking, trying to hit. Cheeto, he impressed me so much when he came down and tried to kill Nelson Aguilar. You love a corner who's coming down and trying to finish a receiver. So I will give Rod that. The scheme, I get it too. The scheme that I have an issue with is offensively, in that Coryell and the long development routes. And it's, you know that we're going to play action on first down. We're not getting creative offensively. Defensively, I'm fine with it because you have Sean Lee, who flat out, he know, when I'm watching Sean Lee, he's basically in the backfield. He's so amazing because he has such a good understanding of the scheme, and it's perfect for him. He's basically playing that Derek Brooks will run to the ball, and it's easy for him.
Yeah.
But as far as, offensively, that's where I'm just like, you may need an overhaul. Man.
Well, with Rod Martinelli, I'm not so mad about him coming back because the defense was about as bad as it could be in 2013. 2013, historically bad.
Facts.
And the amazing thing was we let Jason Hatcher go. We also let DeMarcus Ware go. And the defense got better because everybody just kind of laughed and said, man, you got rid of those guys and your defense was that bad, you won't be able to take on a high school team. But the defense dropped down to 19. And every year they have gotten better. And I know it doesn't seem like the defense was better. They ended up ranked 8th in the NFL, which is a surprise when you...
So you got a buzz on your...
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys hear us clean or no?
Okay.
Is that Barry shirt? Oh, no, that's cold, man.
Okay, hold on for 1 second here. All right.
Sounds like that may be the receiver.
Okay. All right, let me restart this, guys, and take care of the buzz, and we'll be back. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Hello, friends, I'm back. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better. And we're back on the stream here.
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Let me know if that sounds better than from before. There's a couple of things I'm learning because I'm technology challenged, of course, is when you're using this setup, when the batteries get weak, sometimes you get feedback. If the transceiver is too close to the phone, you get sound, you get different feedback and so on. Like I said, you guys know I'm old, technology challenged, and still learning. But if you just tuned in, hopefully the sound is okay. Let me know if that's better. I'm seeing 4 thumbs up by Sleepy Dave. So I'm hoping that means that it's there. The stream on my end, of course, lags behind, so I can't tell just yet. But we were talking about Rod Martinelli, who I think you can't get anybody, like we said, that does any better on the defensive line. As far as the defensive line goes, he's taken guys that were has-beens, never-beens, never was, and turned them into really great players.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
Better but. Okay, so we got a better but. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of the people that were in here. Hopefully, everybody will tune back in on it. And hopefully, this is just the start of many collaborations that we'll be doing together.
Yes.
Cowboys Nation, my man Foots, tell everybody about your channel and what your focus is.
Well, Mark, first off, thanks for having me, man. My focus is just this offseason, I'm going to hit a lot of draft stuff. Pop up over here with Mark, talk with him, draft-wise. He has a really good overview of the Cowboys as a whole. Really good ideas. And so my idea is just going to be this whole offseason, I'm going to focus on team building and, possible pieces we could hit in the draft. My channel, Cowboys Nation TV, I'm a musician, and I'm just a die-hard Cowboys fan. So one day I just said I'm just going to talk about the Cowboys on YouTube. Mm-hmm. My claim to fame was, I remember when we drafted Dak Prescott, I did a video just randomly and said this was an A+ pick, and it turned out to be a great one. And now a lot of Cowboys fans hate me because I've been hard on Dak. And I still love the player, but, I'm just calling what I see. And as we were talking about, the Kellen Moore thing, and I think that Dak is just going to have to, this year, if nothing else, he's going to really have to just adjust and get better, because this league will catch up to you in a lot of different ways. And it's not just Dak, it's the scheme, it's coaching, it's how he's built. Other than that, man, that's all I am, just talking sports, love sports. So that's me, Mark, and we met. We met at the stadium.
Yeah, Redskin
at the game, and I was a fan of your videos, and I hit you up and said I was coming. And I think we were supposed to meet up before that, but we met there. And the thing I'll tell y'all about Mark Holmes, and I want everybody to hear me good. I don't know where the camera's at.
Camera's looking. Okay, let's
zoom in on me, Mark. Zoom in on me. I want y'all to understand this. This is a good man. Very humble, very inviting. So as this channel grows, Cowboys fans, you guys won't have to listen to the national media narrative, because obviously it's rhetoric. It's designed. What you guys have to understand is getting mad at Stephen A., that's the whole point. Getting mad at whoever, Kellerman or whatever. They lead off with the Cowboys because we're a topic. They end off with the Cowboys because we're a topic. Skip, whoever. The whole point is we're going to talk about Dallas because people will tune in. Mm-hmm. Stop tuning into them.
That's your speech.
Well, Mark's a good man.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I'm here with Joe.
Still pass. This season was difficult.
Man,
knowing that we're here's my take. That are out there, but predictable. But what I just trying to what's happening. You can have the best teams that never make it to the Super Bowl because of things that are really beyond your control. The ball bounces the wrong way. You get a bad call here, there, or whatever. But with Jerry Jones, I'm trying to understand, when I look at Sean McDermott in the playoffs, when I look at Atlanta, who got rid of their coach after being, every other year in the playoffs, started all over, and now they were in the Super Bowl last year. They're in the playoffs this year.
McVay.
Sean McVay. You're looking at these guys that turn teams around literally in a year, and we keep sticking with the same guys. But as I've stepped back a little bit and kind of thought about this, I said, okay, I think so many things went wrong this season.
Facts.
From David Irving being hurt coming down the stretch and being suspended the first 4 games, to Zeke Elliott being suspended, Tyron Smith and Sean Lee's injuries, where we just couldn't do anything. But we still ended up 9-7. We were still 5-1 in our division. We have been good in our division almost every year. Even in the shitfest of 2015, we were still 3-3.
Beat the Skins.
We don't have that first.
Or one play away.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't have that first place schedule next year. We're playing the AFC South. And I think Jerry Jones is thinking, I'm not that far away. If I can have all those things go wrong, and we were still 9-7, maybe we'll have a little bit of luck next year and we'll have a chance.
I think
The Eagles, they did what we did last year.
Yep.
Went from worst to first.
Yep.
They're going to come back down to earth.
Oh, yeah.
There's been no repeat winner in the NFC East since 2003, 2004.
I agree.
So I think Jerry's saying, let's keep things consistent. Let's not go ahead and change systems on Dak Prescott just yet and do like the Redskins did with Jason Campbell, where every year it was a new coaching regime and
Facts.
changing the system. Let's keep it consistent.
And
that's the only conclusion that I can come up with and say that's Jerry Jones' thinking.
Yeah, I think that's it, Mark. I think you hit that on that. It's like you lose your running back, the best player on your team for 6 games, whether it be the injury or and the thing is, that's why you take a Zeke, number 4 overall. Not only is he that good, he doesn't have that injury history. I remember I was scouting Dalvin Cook, for example, and the whole thing with him was he's very comparable to Zeke, but he's had injury history. And you look at him, was playing good for the Vikings, and he got hurt. You take away what we do best with that type of a caliber of player. Let's just be honest. In this NFL today, Zeke's a top 10 player. You can argue me down. He may be the best running back in the league right now. I think he is as far as running the ball. I'm not talking about catching 1,000 times out the backfield, and I need him. We have decent receivers. I want him to run the football and wear a team down. I think Ezekiel Elliott is the most polished. So you take that away, it changes things a little bit. And Dak went 3-3 without him, and we did lose some big games with him. You lose the game.
Why?
You lose the Rams game is the one that hurts me. That's the game that I go back and say, coaching, defensively, you didn't do anything with Sean. Because did Sean get hurt that game too?
No.
He just didn't play.
I don't think he played that one.
So he didn't play, and that's where kind of Jalen was, just like you said, we talked about it earlier, Mark, he was kind of coming into his own. But the fact is, we didn't adjust properly without our best player. And I think Jerry, speaking on your coach's point, I think Jerry's like, well, you blow it up. When you blow it up, it just has to be terrible. I think that's Jerry's mindset of, let's just calm down. And I kind of get it. And it just goes back to the old adage about Jerry Jones. If you want a Bill type, either Bill Parcells, Bill Belichick, you can't have him with Jerry.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You're not going to have – Jerry wants his hands on things. As long as he's alive, he just won't change. Imagine asking – it's hard to get a 5-year-old to change. You're not going to get a 70-year-old man to change.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
He won't do it. He's made money. He's very successful now. And he's actually shown that he will relinquish some power. And who we can't lose is Will McClay. Then we're really in trouble.
Man.
That, Cowboys fans, we lose Will McClay, a guy who has an eye and a guy who's been on each level. Coach, GM, scout, been in different leagues. You lose Will Clay, man, that was a good play, Calais Campbell.
That's my boy.
You lose him, what do you think about that, Mark?
We can't, listen. You can't lose him.
You can't.
I think he has been the calming factor for this team because before he became head of scouting department, and he is GM not by name and not by salary, and Jerry Jones need to at least step up to the plate and pay the man. He better pay the man, if not say you're a system GM or something. Because there's a lot of teams out there look at this guy and say, man, look at some of the players that he's gotten in there. Mm-hmm. Working with Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Because Jerry Jones is the guy who wanted Johnny Manziel.
And this guy said no. Yeah.
Let's get Zach Martin.
Yeah.
Okay? A guy who gave up 1 sack and no penalties on your line and should be paid as the best guard in football.
Without a doubt.
But when you look at where Jerry was in his mind, where, let's get a TO, or let's go ahead and trade 2 number 1s for a Roy Williams with the Detroit line. And I just had to say that Good things don't come from Detroit and Dallas.
Yo,
Okay.
you already hit that. You're right, Mike.
But, you know, that's the kind of things that Jerry Jones was doing. Jerry Jones was doing the crazy stuff like, you know, giving away a first and a second for Morris Claiborne.
Man, I
that's-
forget.
Okay.
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
wide
But it
receiver
was-
from Seattle. Oh, God, I can't think. Great player when he stayed healthy, but he was like Morris Claiborne, you know, a glass guy.
Yeah.
But Jerry Jones was forever wheeling and dealing draft day,
Yeah.
trying to move up to reach for this guy and that guy, instead of saying, hold up. We need substance more than flash, because Jerry always believed in making sure he had those key, you know, skill guys, the TOs and all that, but then never worried about the offense or defensive line.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a Ferrari, you can't drive it on a dirt road.
Yeah.
You got to have a road to be able to drive that thing on. And until the Cowboys started saying, okay, we need an offensive line to protect Tony Romo,
I agree.
it made the difference in the world. And he's been able to find a lot, especially the first round, a lot of great talent. Not so much in the second round,
Yeah.
but
Gotta hit
you've
that.
had more Pro Bowlers than anybody else since 2010. And I'm afraid if you lose that guy for evaluating your talent, ooh.
No, 110%. And you lose Will Clay, you in trouble. It was even trading back and getting Travis Frederick was a Will Clay deal.
Oh yeah,
I believe.
And the funny thing was that was actually the first draft that I went
Remember,
to.
everybody went crazy.
Okay, we were
Mel
literally
Kiper
outside.
said that was the dumbest.
Yeah.
I remember that dude. The Cowboys. I think he's a third round pick at best. Why are you crazy?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. You trade
Yeah, I
away from
remember
this, that,
Adam
and the
Schefter
third.
was saying, well, the Cowboys traded back and got Travis Frederick. There's that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest move ever. But, you know, Pro Bowler every year.
Every single
And
year.
with that extra pick, we picked up Terrence Williams.
Yeah.
And see, that's what you have to do in the draft. To me, the draft is a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You basically got a 50-50 chance. And everybody says, oh, well, you got to get a quarterback in the first round. Oh, and that's why Dak Prescott is not good.
Jalen Ramsey is so good, Mark. He just made a huge play.
He is. He's a generational
Him and
player.
Zeke are gonna be tied together for life. This guy is incredible. Look at, I mean, he's so. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. If you watch him, I have not seen a corner. Dion was fast. I've never seen a corner that's this strong.
Right.
I mean, that's
Physical.
Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah.
He pushed off of him and he fell.
Yeah. He's physical. And, you know,
And
that's,
fast.
that's what you need. But, you know,
I'm
it's kind of
sorry,
like,
Mark.
do you take Zeke? Do you take Ramsey?
No,
know,
you can't go wrong either way.
Right. So, you know, I can't complain about that draft. In fact, that draft, I think, could possibly go down as one of the best in the history of the NFL. If
No, that's a fact. Look at him come up and make a play.
if
I
Jalen
mean-
Smith's foot heals,
Then we're in good shape. That's the second rounder. Because you saw things, Mark, late in the year.
Mm-hmm.
He knifed through against Philly where I said, wow, that looks like that's
But
kind of
see,
Sean Lee.
but
That,
see,
it was a
but
play.
here's what I'm going to tell you, though. Okay.
Okay.
He's got the drop foot. He's
Yes.
got that brace that's on there, which basically is like a rubber band to help pull it back.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any personal knowledge of how far it went. You know, how far it's gotten better. But drop foot basically is you've got a limp foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
The brace
nerve
pulls it
can
back up.
regenerate.
It can, but the longer it takes to heal, the less chance there is for it.
Okay.
Now, what he's able to do is move straight ahead.
Yes.
If you say in the A gap, he can go to A gap. The problem is when he has to stop, plant his foot, drive through somebody,
He's in trouble.
or have to plant and change direction.
That's a good
It got better as the season went on, but you saw him literally just being left behind.
No, it was
And
it
that's
was bad.
where,
The Rams game.
The Rams
I
game, you
filmed
could
that
see
game and it was
that literally they knew just keep going right over
Right
the
at
middle,
Jalen, yeah.
right at Jalen Smith. Now, if that foot heals, he has the instincts.
Yes.
He has the skill.
Yeah.
If that foot heals, then he'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
The question is this as far as it's going to go? And
that's a
that
great
nobody
question.
knows.
Yeah, it's a great
because a year ago, people were saying he may never get on the field.
Did you watch his exit interview, Mark?
Yeah, you know, he's
Were you
excited.
impressed? He said, so, and you can't take what a player says all the time because they'll never tell you how hurt or injured. He says week 9 is when he said he's back.
I like that one. That Jerry Jones is all trolling us with the whole Kelvin Moore thing. I want to welcome everybody into, this is like a little impromptu live stream that we're doing here because, we're all football addicts. I still got to get a football fix in. I know a lot of people are saying, the Cowboys are done, so F football, I'm not going to watch anymore. But, here's the thing. We got a month left, and then it's football winter. So we're still going to watch the playoffs. Sad that our Cowboys aren't in there. We're going to analyze what went right, what went wrong, follow these, because I'll even be reporting from the Super Bowl and showing you guys some of the sights, the sounds, and everything else that's going on there. So the Jobu Sports Report isn't going anywhere. I have my man Foots in the house here, one of my definite homeboys here, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of work and stuff together. Unfortunately, I have a day job, and I have a wonderful wife that I have to take care of, and it limits me to the time that I'm able to do everything. Guys like Law Nations, guys like Foots get really in-depth in doing film study and breakdowns of things, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet to my man, Cowboys Nation, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for.
Cowboys Nation TV, y'all.
Go do it now. Well, don't do it now. Don't leave the live stream now. But when we're done, make sure you subscribe to it because he's going to be a regular on our show as we're building towards the draft and figuring out what the Cowboys are going to do. And we're working up some different ideas for changes that are going to happen to the channel because 2017 was a great year for the channel. We had a lot of growth. We got a lot of you guys. We did 2 tailgate parties and we were at training camp. But we've only scratched the surface of what we're going to be doing here on the Jobu Sports Report.
2018. With the stuff that Mark has, I'm like, I got to start changing my schedule to, especially, we'll just hint at some ideas that if they go through for the draft, and we may need your guys' help, donation here, donation there, just to, you know what I mean, Mark? Because if we can...
We're really going to need you guys to show up at events because that's what it's really going to be about. We're going to be going to more games next year. We're going to be at the draft, and we're basically going to have Draft Central.
And we're going to do it here.
We're going to try and put ESPN to shame. Oh, I forgot. They already are ashamed. The Scandal of Week company that they become. So I appreciate everybody who's been part of the Jobu Sports Report, and we're watching the playoffs here.
Literally on the couch.
Literally on the couch here. We have a couple of people that may be stopping by here so we can do some more planning for the channel. And let me give a shout out to Virginia's Finest, Joe Pittman, Nick C., Femax, George, Andy Garcia, Lone Star, Clorox Bleach, Cheyenne, Sarah Green, Dustin, Mark, Michelle, Michael, Kathy S. Wow, we got a lot of people that are in here. Nick C. Everybody, what are you guys doing here now the Cowboys are done? And how do you feel about our off season thus far? The one thing I can say at least is there's always a lot of shit going on in Dallas. I don't know if it's good shit or not, but there's always shit going on in Dallas. And hopefully, at this moment, I'm hoping that Jason Garrett has grabbed a copy of Coaching for Dummies and is studying it to make sure that he gets to be better at coaching football and taking control. The one thing I hope and I pray is that Jason Garrett decides to take a little bit more control and try and put some kind of a stamp and a mark on the team. I would love to see him with a little emotion. And I know that's against his DNA, but it just drives me freaking crazy that every shot that you see of Jason Garrett, he's got the same look, the same demeanor, the same clapping. If you're going to go down at least fighting in my mind. At least look like you care about what's going on. I don't know. How do you feel about it? I mean, I just like, one of the reasons I like John Gruden, and I'm not sure how good he's going to be, if he's worth $10 million or not, being out for as long as he has been. But I like the way he keeps people accountable. I like the way he has some animation to him.
Jay or John?
John Gruden.
Oh, John. Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay. I just don't see it. And to me, I believe that players take on the personality of their coaches.
Okay. And I agree. And so I've heard and read that Jason to the media is different from Jason behind closed doors, right? So I think that we don't see how Jason or who Jason really is but I will agree. There are times, Mark, when I'm just like, yo, are you, like, I'll give you a prime example. In the red zone against Seattle, this is what I mean, Jason, in game. You have to pull rank. You go to your OC and say, I don't care. I know what the game plan says, or maybe some script. I know he's a Princeton guy, right? So I'm sure he's very by his book, and but the problem is, you can't. It's almost why the C students make more money than the A students, or they're the bosses, because they're good on the fly. They're good at just making it work.
Yeah.
I don't think that are you watching the game, or are you controlling the game? Because my thing is.
Oh, I don't see him doing it. Like, I don't see a play sheet.
That Seattle game.
I don't see him talking to players or anything else, talking to his coordinators. It's just like he's just there. That
Seattle game, and that's when my buddy sent me your rant. I didn't even know that he was subscribed to you. He sent me your rant. I was like, oh, I know Mark. Your rant was great. And I'm just like, I feel him, because it's no way that you have Ezekiel Elliott, who's down in Cabo, he looks like a Hercules. You give him the football. You can lose like that. Jason, if we lose, giving him the ball 3 times, and freaking Frank Clark or whoever, Bobby Wagner stops Ezekiel Elliott, you're good with that, Mark. You feel better losing like that. You don't feel good with Dak running speed option. Or
right. Well, here's the thing.
You know what I mean, Mark?
Right. Well, here's the thing that I realize. With the Cowboys, they go in their first half team this year. They got the game plan together. The problem has been adjusting.
Agreed.
And that is adjusting to what's going on in the field in real time.
Agreed.
We've lost more games with a lead. You look at Pete Carroll, 4-point lead at halftime, 47-0.
Are you serious?
47-0 when he's had a 4-point lead.
That's a stat, dude.
When we've had a 3-point or less lead at halftime, Jason Garrett, I believe, is 18-8.
That's a stat, Mark. Wow.
Okay, think about that. You've been up, no more than, by 3 points or less at halftime, and you're 18-8 is your record. That's not good. So the problem is adjusting. I think they come in with great game plans to start out with.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
But you've got to be able to work on the fly and realize, okay, they're doing this. You look at the Atlanta game, clearly Tyron Smith's not there. Your tackle is getting eaten up.
Yeah.
It should never get to 6 sacks. You got to realize, I got to keep a tight end in, or I've got to keep the running back in. I've got to give him some help.
He's getting eaten up by an average player.
But you got to adjust.
Bortles stinks.
You got to adjust to real-time information and what's going on. And we didn't get that. And to me, when Jerry Jones basically says, we're okay, we understand Jason Garrett makes mistakes.
It scares you.
But here's the thing. If your coach isn't accountable, and you see a player goes out there, does a boneheaded mistake, it's a 15-yard penalty, he's not held accountable either. Yeah. Dez Bryant is having a meltdown.
He is. It was pathetic. Seattle.
You can see him literally on the sidelines, right here like this, fuck this. Excuse my language. But that was his attitude. Yeah, you saw him on the bench, sitting by himself.
Yeah.
Just stewing.
He's just not under control.
But that's the time a coach comes around. That's the time a coach kind of puts your arm around. Sometimes you got to put a foot in the player's ass.
And sometimes
other times you got to give him a hug.
Okay.
You got to go over there with Dez Bryant and say, hey, Dez, man, I understand, man. It's not your fault, man. We're going to work on this stuff. We're going to try and get this stuff together, get you involved in this game and things, and, do better. To get his mind in there, because we need you, Dez.
Yeah, we need you. You're in need on this team.
But did you see any single coach anywhere near him?
Yeah,
you didn't.
With Dez, and Mark, I think that could be a problem, but you may just have to see. it's so many dynamics in Dallas, and it's like you said, it's always something going on. But I feel like his welcome is almost worn out. You get him a bodyguard, you get him this, you get him that. I feel like the coach is just like immune to it.
Yeah.
Like, could that be? But as far as back to Jason, it's just like 110%. You think about a guy who, when something's happened, Bill's like, oh, okay, they doing this. Oh, you know what, Talib, you're going to follow this guy. We'll scratch the rest of the defense. This is how it's going to happen. Talib, I trust you. I need you. Mm-hmm. Not only does that say, like, that's how you build a player-coach relationship.
Right.
When a coach can ask on you to do an assignment, you're like, oh, man, he trusts me. I can't let my coach down. Not, let's stay in the same base. Like, players can see what's happening, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can see Chaz Green's getting destroyed right now. Something has to happen. But you keep calling the same plays, they go into the huddle like, oh, man. Dak like, oh, he trying to call the play, but he like, I'm about to get crushed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then again, long developing routes, the Don Coryell's offense that Jason Garrett always talks about. Mm-hmm. But you can clearly see it's not working. Even in that, let's go back to the Atlanta game. Get the ball out of Dak's hands quick. Why do you have Dez running 15 yards down the field and Dak has 3 seconds to throw the ball? It's not smart.
Not even 3
I
seconds
was about
of
to
that
say.
stuff. But I agree with that. But the thing that killed me though is after that game,
it's terrible.
Somebody had asked. They said, "Was there any thought of you just taking Dak Prescott out because clearly the game was lost, and fear for him getting hurt?" And his whole response was, "No, we played for 60 minutes."
Yeah.
I was kind of like, really? And then he basically threw Dak under the bus. Jason doesn't take responsibility for anything. Oh, we'll go look at the film, but you expect our quarterback to be able to do this. Bill Parcells would take the heat for the players. He'd be the fall guy. He'd protect his players.
Yeah.
Jason Garrett is always ready to point the finger, but everybody but me. And whenever there's a sign of trouble, I never see Jason Garrett around. When we had the Greg Hardy situation, Greg Hardy going off, that's when your coach should be in the guy's face saying, your ass is going to be out of here or something.
Yeah.
Have some control. He's gone. When Dez Bryant had a meltdown in the locker room and all that going, Jason Garrett walked in, walked out.
That was the one to me.
And it's kind of like, wait a minute.
I'm just like, Jason, he's just a guy. And I hate to say it, I had a buddy who made a great point. Look at Jalen Ramsey makes another play. This guy.
Jalen Ramsey is the real deal.
Look, I mean, some things you just can't coach.
Boom.
You're not getting that. But anyway, so I had a buddy make a point to me about Jason, and I kind of disagree with him, but it somewhat makes sense. So my buddy Lou, I was telling you about him,
mm-hmm.
He said Jason is a career backup. He's never been a guy to see it full speed. He's never been a guy to have to take order of a locker room. He's never had to deal with multiple personalities. He's always just been kind of like, well, you got to know the assignment of Troy, and you're an offensive coordinator. You can draw up a bunch of plays, but he's never acted it out or done it, so he'll never understand. And I know guys who have been backups and not great great players those are the best coaches. But you also just like with his character, he was around a bunch of stuff, Michael, all these guys in Dallas, but he was kind of like the guy to the back. So when he sees, like Dez thinks he's Michael. The problem is Dez won't uplift the team with his play and the extra stuff that Irvin did to get us to the next level. You see what I'm saying, Mark?
I agree with 100% of that.
And so
with
Jason, I don't know if he...
Well, here's the reality.
You just don't know.
He ain't going anywhere.
No.
I don't agree with it. I don't own the Cowboys, unfortunately. I feel like I'm a part owner of it. As much money as I spend between personally talking about them, between going to trips and buying merchandise and everything else. But the reality is, Jason's not going to go anywhere. So what we got to hope for is that he finally gets it, lucks into it, whatever. But he ain't going anywhere. We knew once Zeke Elliott was suspended,
it was going to be
he had an
rough.
automatic go around.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I caught a lot of flack from another YouTuber. Basically said I'm a bandwagon fan because before that Redskin game, where I met you, I was kind of on the fence because we had those 3 bad games in a row that were historically bad. We had back-to-back home games where we scored 30-plus points and lost.
Yeah.
Something that had never happened in the NFL. And it was kind of like, at this point, it's like maybe the best thing would have been we just lose out.
Yeah.
We get Zeke Elliott suspended, get this out of the way, get higher draft picks, get an easier schedule, and plan for next year. Yeah. I said because, and hopefully Jason Garrett finally has to go.
Yeah, you get a lot. Yeah.
But unfortunately, because we won a few games down the stretch there, 3 games without Zeke, all of a sudden it was like, well, Jason Garrett turned the team around even without, nice run by the Jags. That, gave Jerry Jones enough hope that maybe this is still the guy. Well, unfortunately, I still don't think it is, but we don't have any choice. It's who we got.
No,
he's Norv Turner for the Redskins.
Yep.
Marvin Lewis for Cincinnati.
For Cincy. Yeah.
He still has a job.
Who still has a job.
For at least another 2 years.
Well, you'll notice something about them in the draft, and they don't like change. They absolutely will never. The
Brendan.
Bengals.
The problem is we could try and boycott, but the problem is
you just can't. You love the team.
There's too many people, too many fans out there. There'll still be more people that are still going to go through and watch the Cowboys and everything else.
Mediocre and whatever.
And you've got the whole train wreck effect too.
Yeah.
And especially if we as Cowboy fans stop showing up at games, it doesn't matter. Because there's so many fans from other teams that want to come to Dallas
and see it. And to see us lose. The National Football League thrives when Dallas is in peril. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's what I told you guys about ESPN. Stop watching ESPN, First Take, whatever, and give us a chance. And that's why we're gonna step up our content and be consistent with our content, just because so you guys will have somewhere to get your fix. Because the fact of the matter is,
another good run.
I just want to see a Pittsburgh. I want to be a part of a Pittsburgh type. I hate to say it, and it doesn't make me a bandwagon Pittsburgh fan, but I just like a franchise who's stable, and who is constant. Every year, Pittsburgh, no matter what happens, they're in the hunt. And lately, for the 2000s and beyond, going on 20 years now, it's the Patriots. Even if they take a tough loss in the playoffs for whatever reason, or they run into a Denver's type pass rush, you have to be amazing to beat that team.
Mm-hmm. That may end up being, we finally have the chinks in the armor there in New England, and it may end up beginning of the end. Tom Brady, as well as he's played, has looked like he's a little bit nicked up and things like that. You've got Bill Belichick basically saying, I'm ready to get out of here. I think he wants to go to the Giants, but basically Robert Kraft's not going to let him out of the contract.
I was about to say, Eli, I don't know.
But, Belichick should just say, okay, you know what, I'm going to retire.
Yep.
And just wait out the end of the contract or something. But definitely, maybe that's going to finally come to an end. But you're right about stability. I think, and innovation.
Great word.
You look at Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick always finds a couple of wrinkles every single week to catch some teams off surprise, to give me an advantage on a couple of plays and throw you a curveball that nobody else would expect. We don't have that. We pretty much are predictable. Same basic alignments, a few, a shift here, a shift there, but it looks exactly the same. And most people have figured it out. I'm hoping that they go back to the drawing board and just say, okay, we got to change some shit.
You watched that Atlanta game yesterday, the play design on a lot of those plays. That play where they brought Julio across the formation, that was a great play design. And I'll give Atlanta this. And Steve Sarkisian is their OC from Alabama. Think about this, Mark. Aaron Donald was wrecking that game. Atlanta still won.
Yeah.
Because they knew how to, and maybe that's Dez not being prepared, but they knew how to move their best player around to get him the football.
Right.
We got some. What's going on in
Oh
the
no,
chat
I'm
room,
just
man?
looking at Jackie. Jackie is like, "Hello, Mark and Foots. Thanks for taking time with us. I'm losing it not having Cowboys football."
It sucks,
Well,
Jackie.
oh, it does. I mean,
Hey, Jackie, how are you?
it really does suck that here we are, playoffs, and we're at home watching other teams. You know, right now it's 3-0 Buffalo with 7 seconds left. Jacksonville is going to try and kick a field goal. You know, it's just been too long. I'm looking at my son over here, who was only 5 years old the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. You know, you see the beard, the mustache. He's grown. He's older than Dak Prescott.
I'm
Okay,
older than Dak.
and it's been that long since we've been to a Super Bowl.
Most players on the team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Michael's older than most teams. Yeah, exactly. And by the way,
Smith is the same age as I am, and he has back problems.
Me too.
well, and for someone who commented earlier that Michael looks bored and he's just probably mad because he can't hear the game because I won't shut up. You know, he can always turn the TV up or watch in another room if that was the case, but he's not. He's good. He's actually working with his new camera he got.
I'm watching. I want Jacksonville.
The score's tied up 3-3. But Jackie, you know, we're all football fans, and we have to have our fix. But don't worry, Jobu Sports Report is not going anywhere. We're going to still be talking about the mess that is the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to start breaking down players and figuring out who are the guys that hopefully can help take us to another level. Foots is going to be doing a lot of draft breakdown.
Yes.
Law Nation, if you guys don't know who Law Nation is, well, I guess you just came out from under a rock, because Law Nation is another one of those great YouTubers who does a lot of film study and breakdown and stuff. We're going to be doing stuff with him. And we're going to be building towards the beginning of the league year, which starts in March, where we have free agency, and we've got a lot of players that are free agents. So the question will be is, who are we going to sign? Who are we going to let go? And are we going to franchise tag DeMarcus Lawrence, or are we going to get a long-term deal going? So we've got a whole lot of stuff that's happening. So we still will get some of our football fix.
No, I agree. We're going to do a bunch of stuff, Mark. I'm uber excited about just draft coverage, and it could be worse. It could be Cleveland. But I think the scariest thing, the toughest thing actually, is to be 8-8, 9-7 every year, because you're not
bad enough.
You're not bad enough to get a great pick. Yeah, you're right.
And you're not good enough to be great.
Yeah, you're not bad enough to make, like you said, wholesale changes to where you just you just wipe everything out, clean slate, and you have a 5-year mark. And like I was just telling him, Jacksonville has rebuilt their team in 3 years through the draft and through hitting Calais Campbell.
Oh, damn.
A couple other, they hit. Even Barry Church, giving them great reps in Jacksonville. Think about that. Think about how bad.
Shout out to JoJo Dancer, who says Foots is awesome.
Thanks, man.
And Michael is working on getting his channel together. He's actually working on getting his equipment. He's got his new camera that he's working on, figuring it out and figuring out exactly what he wants to do on his channel. If any of you guys have any suggestions or hints or things that you would like to see Michael do for his YouTube channel, please go ahead and share those with us as well. He does a lot of fitness, works out, eats right, and everything else, as opposed to me, who, well, I'm just kind of a fat slob these days. I've got my old age football body, which is just kind of like everything's kind of fallen in the middle. So when he gets that together, or if you have some suggestions, feel free to let us know. Nick C, I know. Kellen Moore. Basically, I think he is the teacher's assistant. He is Scott Linehan's guy to work with the quarterbacks and things, and Jerry Jones keeping it in the family, so to speak.
I need Mark Sanchez or Tony Romo.
Lame. JMG. Lame. What is lame, JMG? Nick C, want to hear a joke? Okay.
You want to hear a joke? The joke is we not in the playoffs.
Well,
Laugh at that.
That's not a joke. That's reality.
That's the reality. It's funny. The joke is we're literally on the couch. On a couch, you know.
Maybe Billy Scarducci has it right. Billy, who was a winner of one of our drawings, actually our first winner on the drawing. What's up, Cowboys? Coach Jarrah seems to be doing whatever he can to keep us fans talking. If that was the ultimate goal, he certainly has gotten us talking like crazy because with the whole hire of Kellen Moore kind of makes you scratch your head. The fact that we're keeping the coaching staff at pretty much the same as far as the coordinators go, and of course Jason Garrett, but basically offering buyouts or retirement packages or whatever you want to call it to whoever wants to go is kind of crazy. I'll be honest with you. It's one of those ones that have you scratching your head.
Might lose our defensive coordinator and our scouting genius.
It's just one of those things where.
Our scouting genius, I think I did.
Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate it. The kind words on there, man.
Yes.
Well, Lewis, Lewis, I hear the same thing about Kellen Moore. You know, John Gruden said doesn't think he's going to be a great pro quarterback, but he said his knowledge and everything else. I'm not questioning that whatsoever. But it still takes time of being there, being in the situations, and I'm just thinking of, okay, we need somebody right now. That's not to say that he might be a genius. I could be wrong. But in the time that we looked at Jason Garrett, who went to being a quarterback coach to a head coach, I can't honestly say that you can look at the team and say, that's Jason Garrett, and that's the reason why we won. And I know people will still say, well, he was coach of the year last year. Yeah, well,
yeah,
I
we
still
gotta
can't
let that
say
go.
there was anything that Jason Garrett did to win. And I still go back.
It was all Dallas Cowboys.
Well, yeah.
And Jerry Jones got his jacket.
Cowboy Jobu is quarterback coach.
Jacket last year too. So that whole ceremony was all about Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I love that.
So he won by default.
Jobu for quarterback coach.
I'm not mad at that. I think Jobu will have Dak better. You know.
Jackie says, love Cowboys Nation, but don't agree with how we do not support our second-year quarterback.
No, I don't. No. Well, Jackie, I don't listen. Listen. What I want is Dak's growth to continue, and I think what me and Mark are saying is, I don't know if you just got in or whatever, but here's the thing with me and Dak. All I'm doing is calling what I'm seeing. Now, Cowboys fans will say, foot you hard on Dak, or but the fact of the matter is there was games where staring down receivers, slow in the pocket, footed. This is the tape, Mark. And so
that's the tape.
And this is what, if you don't have a guy, John Gruden example, he is a quarterback guy. So he'll know exactly, Dak, you got to speed it up. Dak, sit in the pocket. Dak, hit left, right. Dak, do you see it? Okay, let's put in this play. Get the ball out quicker. Out. Something. But if you have Kellen Moore, who Dak's kind of like, you've never done it. How can I even take you serious?
Thank you.
And then, I'm not saying Dak is going to be a great quarterback. But let's maximize it. Let's get him to where, and you need a coach who can, I don't even know if Jason's coaching Dak up. Ball's got to get out quicker. So I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's where I believe you need to have a quarterback guy. I still question the fact of what has this team done with any quarterback in the time that he's been
Tony self-scouted.
Tony was there from
he was Sean Payton,
right.
Got him right.
So, and here's the other thing people don't realize too. They say, well, he did great in the offense, but a lot of Tony Romo's biggest plays were actually busted plays.
Agreed.
Take a look at J.J. Watt when he did the whole, Houdini move. That was him running around, buying time, Terrence Williams coming back through and then launching it. That wasn't drawn up that way. And a lot of the big plays Tony Romo had was Tony Romo being able to do that on the fly. Mm-hmm. And Des Bryant being a little younger and also being able to do things and catch the ball a little bit better. Dak doesn't have that, at least not yet. There were a lot of factors that I believe went into this year. One, we certainly didn't run the ball like we did last year. Last year, the holes are so wide that Zeke Elliott wasn't being touched for 3 yards downfield, which makes it a whole lot easier in your passing game. It opened up a lot because everybody had to put 8 men in the box.
Offensive line was better last year.
It definitely was. And I still believe that Zeke Elliott came in fat and slow. Those first couple of games, Zeke was not Zeke.
Okay.
I think the team thought, okay, he's going to be suspended, and then all of a sudden we got him. Because when I watched him in training camp, Zeke didn't do a whole lot of work.
He looked depressed.
He just didn't.
Y'all went down
He
there.
looked like he was checking out, and I think that was a major factor having to deal with that whole situation week after week after week. Second thing, I don't believe that our receivers, with the fact that our running game started dying out, Des Bryant didn't command double teams anymore, that they could double team Cole Beasley, so that hurt that. So then the field starts shrinking for the defense.
No, I agree.
Okay? Zeke goes out, and even though we were actually effective running the ball, we didn't run the ball enough.
You didn't run the ball enough. You didn't have the threat of a big play.
You were getting the Atlanta game. I'm sorry, not the Atlanta. First game that Morris played, the first 3 games he played, he averaged 5 yards a carry. But he had 9 carries, 11 carries, and 17 carries. There weren't enough carries for the team to get into that flow of running the ball like they should have.
I agree.
So now all of a sudden you've got a rookie quarterback who's throwing to guys who aren't getting open. And this statistic surprised me. But with our great Wall of Dallas 2, believe it or not, we were 4th worst in protecting on quarterback pressure.
Wow. Okay, that's
4th worst. Okay, so that tells you teams like Cleveland, Cowboys, and things like that, you had more pressure on the quarterback than all these other teams. You were 4th worst. So he was under distress without a running game, with receivers that are dropping the balls, and a lot of the interceptions were deflected balls. I'd say almost half of them. And yet he still got 22 touchdown passes.
His year wasn't bad.
Not saying that's great. 13 interceptions. But
you're looking at Mariota,
and that was going to be
touchdowns and 15 interceptions. So
18.
It wasn't. I know he had more.
18 and 13.
I know he had more.
Here's what's amazing is, and he's in his 3rd year, his numbers have gotten worse.
Yes.
He had, I think, 25 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
He only had 13 this year.
Yeah.
And 18 interceptions. But you don't hear that same scrutiny about Mariota.
No, you won't. And you won't because he's not playing for America's team.
I guess.
And that's listen, Cowboys fans and some of you all who follow my channel, I'm not burying Dak whatsoever. What's up, fam?
All right, man. Hey, here we are. It's literally a party here at the house.
I saw you on the stream too.
Well, you're on the stream right now, my man.
How are you?
Oh, we've got the whole. Oh, we got my man Irwin and his wife are here in the house. We're all having kind of a, I guess, powwow here. Yeah. Cowboy fans and all that. Welcome to the house. I've got some chicken wings over there. I got a pot of chili over there. Please make yourself at home, everybody. We're having a cry fest here tonight because
literally
it's the
on
first
the couch
week of the playoff. We've just been actually doing an impromptu live stream here.
Yeah,
Irwin, of course, was with me last week at Crystal City Sports Club. Let me not say Crystal City Restaurant because that's a little different. That one's the strip club.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We weren't broadcasting from the strip club. We were at the sports club, but but we're actually we're all fans getting here together and putting to rest the 2017 season and starting to plan for the 2018. My man Irwin, tell everybody what you're up to today, what your deal is, what your plans are for the future, and so on, if you don't mind.
All right, well, so y'all know if y'all remember me from Crystal City. My name is Irvin. I reside in Bowie. Actually, we just bought a house. We move in tomorrow.
Yay!
Oh, I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so we gotta link up.
Yeah. My YouTube channel starting up this week is gonna be E2 Blue, and when I set up everything, we're gonna all go live together.
All right, I'm gonna probably need you to speak up a little bit more because I don't have another microphone over on you at this moment. So we're gonna have another YouTube channel in here. So we're all gonna be definitely subscribing to your channel and checking you out, and we're definitely gonna have you in live streaming with us as well. I've got big plans for the 2018 season. Like I said, 2017 was fantastic. We had a few events between the tailgates, between going to training camp, but we're going to do a whole lot more stuff which will involve all of you guys. So it'll be definitely fan friendly. And we're going to be collaborating in things because we got to fix the Cowboys. We have got to get the message to Jerry Jones. We got to get enough of us out there supporting YouTube So that way, maybe he starts listening and hearing some of us fans, and hopefully maybe getting a few ideas for the team. My man Foots does a lot of breakdown on players and stuff. Something that I don't have enough time to do. Michael, people were asking about your channel, and he's going to be doing that sometime soon. Definitely, it'll be more fitness than everything else, and of course, Michael is the celebrity, anti-celebrity in my mind.
No, on your channel.
On my channel, yeah, because Michael is always, no, I'm not on, I'm not part of it, and so on. So, it's going to be a great year. Like I said, we're planning some stuff. I would love to kind of tease some of it with you guys right now, but I can't tell you just yet.
We got some stuff planned.
We've got something that is going to be big to start the season off coming up at the draft. And I'm not sure we can.
From draft to OTAs, training camp. I mean, it's going to be crucial.
Well, actually, it's good that your wife's here, so we can do the test the waters here and find out how it's going to go for the rest of us.
Right.
Oh, we'll discuss that off camera here. But here, there's chicken wings over there. I'm going to do some black and blue burgers after I get offline here, and there's also some chili over there as well. So we're going to be okay. I will. Would you like to take over on the live stream here? In fact, I tell you what.
Yeah, you guys can take over the live stream. Because I probably got to leave in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to thank Mark for having me over, man. And definitely nice meeting you, Irvin. You know, like when I tell y'all we got some things planned, woo, I'm gonna be calling in, chatting with Mark, just doing draft stuff. And you know, my channel's growing. He's obviously one of the godfathers, him and Shango. So, and it just
read between the lines. Hold it, read between the lines. He's just old, okay?
I know, no. When I say Godfather, I mean when I say Godfather, I mean he putting out the best content. Like I said, I'm getting news straight from Mark because I know it's gonna be great content. And like I said, YouTube's a great medium that you start getting into these ESPNs. All these people who have an agenda, at least with us, you know we don't have an agenda. We just Cowboys fans. First we're football fans and we're Cowboys fans, but we're gonna give you the truth. Like you said, me and Mark may not agree with some of the things on Dak or whatever, but at least we're trying to get to a solution versus just tearing down. Mm-hmm. And we're very plugged in with the team, so we can go. Yeah, when we were just talking about that, now you got Kellen Moore, so. How is that going to get better? But anyway, we already talked about that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark, for just having me over. He's so hospitable, but he also knows his stuff. So,
well, thank you. I think what he meant wasn't Godfather. I think he meant grandfather. But, but it's all good. But my man, thank you for showing up, man. Like I said, we're going to be doing a whole lot, so don't worry about not getting your football fix. Trust me, I am a football addict, and I have to have my fix every day. So we will be here, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with a lot of other YouTubers and really trying to grow this thing so we can make it special for everybody. So with that being said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I've got to actually change my batteries here on the microphone and stuff. I've got to get some more food cooking and things. And then we're actually going to come back and we'll live stream here in about another 30 minutes, if that's okay with everybody. And we'll have some more discussions about our Cowboys. Right now, it's 3-3 in the Jacksonville game. And Jacksonville is moving ball. You know, Michael, you brought up something that is always important to me. One thing that drove me crazy all season was the Cowboys would always take the ball to start the game.
Yes.
And it seemed like at the end of every half, the other team had the ball, and then they came out, got the ball again, and you literally. But
we'll do a call-in show later.
But we'll do a call-in show later. So, guys, I'm going to go through and get my guests and all situated and things and say goodbye to my man Foots. And we'll come back probably about 30 minutes and have another discussion. Okay? All right. See you in a